Hey guys, it's Shane here from LazerGaming. This video I have some more info on in the Name of the Tsar DLC. So, in my last video I talked about comparing it sort of the Vietnam DLC from Battlefield Bad Company 2, other things about the factions, and I had some limited information about new maps and weapons at the end of the video. But today, since they posted a web page later in the afternoon, I'm going to just look at some of the new maps, some more info on weapons, vehicles, and more, so I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this video. So the first new map we're going to talk about is the Lupko Pass. This is a snow-covered ravines of the treacherous Lupko Pass. Against this dramatic backdrop, the vertical fights are as bitter as the cold. So this is basically going to be fighting up sort of a mountain, and it's going to be quite a linear map, especially when compared to many other maps in Battlefield 1, which are more spread out. And especially on this map, we're going to be able to see some dark snow forest gameplay, which is going to be very interesting, and verticality is just going to play a role in this more significantly than many other maps in this game, since many of them tend to be generally somewhat flat. I know there's Monte Grappa and some other maps that are a bit more linear depending on the terrain, but this one seems to offer even more linearity due to the fact that you're fighting on the side of a mountain, basically. So the next map is Albion. This is partake in skirmishes of the Albion assault in a freezing archipelago, I probably butchered that, in this massive invasion of the Baltic Peninsula. The German Empire attacks with infantry, dreadnoughts, and aircraft against the heavy coastal gun batteries of the Russian forces. Now the coastal batteries are the new giant stationary gun that's in the game. This is huge, and these are meant to take out battleships. This one looks super awesome, and I'm sure it's going to be the first map of one of the operations, especially since this is where the Germans are invading Russia. So you're going to have to heavily defend against the battleships that are coming onto land, and you're going to have to defend them using those coastal guns, which I'm super hyped for, and especially since we're going to get a landing in the snow, something we haven't seen in Battlefield games before. Most of the landing maps that we've seen in the past where you sort of rush onto the beach have typically been in rather tropical weather, but this one is the first one we've seen in the snow, which I'm super hyped for. Next map is Galicia, and in the midst of the epic Bruceleit offensive, the Russian Empire is fighting to push back the Austro-Hungarian forces in the Russian countryside, take on an open map focused on infantry, cavalry, and light vehicles. So this is going to be a bit more of an open map with less snow. There's going to be a lot of wooden houses and stuff, so destruction is probably going to run rampant on this map. There seems to be a bit more of a focus on lighter vehicles rather than the heavy tanks on this map, which I do like, especially with the implementation of cavalry. The map should move a lot faster if we have a lot of horses on these maps. But just as you can see in the image here, there's a bit less snow, but it still has that sort of wide open feel, and you can definitely tell that you're still in the cold weather as you are in Russia. The next map is called Bruceleit Keep, and the Russians have pushed their enemies into small mountain towns, but the Austro-Hungarians are making a strong stand. Experience close quarters infantry fights by the Carpathians on an infantry focused map. This is going to be a very infantry focused map in a village, and there are some horses as you can see here, and there seems to be a vehicle blowing up, but there will likely only be one or two vehicles and a few horses because it is within a town, so it's going to be very close quarters and infantry focused, and I'm sure there will be pretty good sniper perches up there in that church tower as well. And I'm super hyped for this map because we don't have too many great infantry maps in Battlefield 1, and hopefully they can tune down the grenade spam just a bit in coming patches, and it should be a bit more tolerable on these close quarter maps. That's pretty much it for the 4 maps that we know now. We're going to have 2 more maps coming soon, probably in future trailers and announcements. But just showing some more images here, we also have 11 new weapons. The ones we know are the LazerGamingDaMLG M91, and as well as new melee weapons and the Russian standard 1912 grenade. So we're getting new grenade, the LazerGamingDaMLG M91, which is a sniper, and new melee weapons, which we know. I hope they don't count the melee weapons as weapons themselves. That would be very annoying if we had like 11 new weapons, but 4 of them are melee weapons, one of them's a grenade, and we only get 6 actual weapons. I hope that there's 11 real guns that we get to use in this DLC, plus the melee weapons are just an addition to that. We also know we're getting a cavalry sword as well, because we saw that in the trailer. We're getting new vehicles such as the Ilya Muromov heavy bomber, wheeled with amped firepower of the Putilov Gafford armor truck, and as well as the Y-Lighter landing craft. And we get a new game mode as well, which is Supply Drop. Not a hint at Call of Duty at all there, but join a fast-paced fight for supplies on the Eastern Front as planes airdrop everything needed to outgun and outscore your opponents. And again, I talked about the stationary gun we're going to get, which is a coastal gun battery, and we're also getting new cavalries with the all-new lance and evolved horse moveset. So horses are going to be able to move differently, and there's going to be charges that are coming with new tactical possibilities with the horses and cavalry in this DLC. Now, I'm super hyped for this DLC. Tell me what you think about this new stuff. Super hyped for the Mosan Nagant, as well as super hyped for all the new maps you're getting and the new operation, which is the Bruceleit offensive. This may include 3 or 4 maps, which would be pretty awesome because it seems like a lot of these maps are included in the Bruceleit offensive. Tell me what you think about this DLC. Don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe for the latest news on everything in the Battlefield universe. But that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.